Hey everybody, this is me Al here over at One Man Indie, and I am back with another 3D Thursday. I'm just going to try something out here. I've noticed that the live streams really weren't something that people were really interested in, so I wanted to see if I could do an actual recording of me doing stuff with Blender, learning from it and stuff like that, and then let people, I guess, see how they like that. Maybe that might be better. I don't know. I may edit it up a little bit, take out some parts, stuff like that. But let's see how this turns out. So now we're gonna open up Blender here, and what I want to do today is try to have myself actually make an actual something that looks like an actual cake, at least in terms of form. That's the goal for today. I want to make something that actually looks identifiable as a cake. So with that being said, we're going to add another shape here. It's going to be a mesh, going to be a cylinder. G, we're going to move this up, of course. Oh, hold on. That's up a little bit, but that's not a big deal. And then we're going to have to scale this down because from following a tutorial that I listened to, it was from Blender Guru. The bigger your render is, the harder your machine has to work. Oop, okay, that was my phone. The harder your machine has to work in order to get it to come down and all of the other stuff for it to be rendered and everything else. So it's a lot of work that you have to do with it. So his suggestion was always to make it like one or something of that nature. So let's zoom in. We're going to do that with the scroll wheel, of course. Put it down to Z, bring that way again, holding Z down to do that. So we're going to scale it down some more, as close to, I guess, like 0.1, 0.01, that's what he was saying, as we can. Then we're going to zoom in some more. G, bring it down a little bit more. All right, we got it right there. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to zoom in a little bit more. So we scale it. And so we make I think the Z, we bring that down some. Jeez, all the way Louise. So let's see, bring it down. So it's all or nothing, huh? That's just the way it is. Okay, hold on. We got 0, 0, 0, say 4, 5, 43. That'll work. We're just gonna use just the. All right, so we have that. So we have something that looks kind of cake-like. Now, from the last time I remember, you can use a bevel. And the bevel geometry. Well, hold on. First and foremost, before we do that, let's shade smooth it. So we got it, nice and smooth and stuff like that. Also, what is it? Control A, scale. There we go. All right. Then we do the bevel. Profile, inner, outer, intersection, grid fill, edges. Those may be vertices. Okay. Let's see. And let's see the angle amount, maybe. I remember doing something in regards with making the edges rounder. Or was that before I did that? Maybe if I hadn't scaled it, or I hadn't smoothed it, smoothing it may have been not a good idea. Now let's see what happens when we bevel it. Now let's see. Let's see. Width offset, depth. Let's see. Okay. Ah, here we go. Let's get a good look at this. Okay, that looks pretty good. Well, we got some clipping, which is weird. Hold on. That's the wrong one. Control A. Control A. Scale. Oh, that looks really weird. Huh. Profile. What happened here? So what was the angle? Hold on, let me just do that. Let me go back again. Shape. So that didn't do anything. Let's get a good look at this. I mean, that looks pretty roundish, right? Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, so now we have the cake shape, right? Okay. All right, so if we're gonna do this, let's take the select tool and get like the, no, I don't want, I just want the top part of it. What am I doing wrong? All right, let's see. So I can't choose the whole thing. Let's see. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe. Wait a minute, what happened? What the heck happened here? Wait a minute. Let's see something. So we applied it. Shade smooth. What else do we need here? Do we need one of those subsurface thingamabobbers? I know we did it the last time when I had to do the donut thingamabob. We had to do it with that. Maybe we might need that. I don't know. That's interesting. So that kind of changed how. I wonder why it's looking like we're having like this clipping. What's going on with that? Did I forget something? Let's see, Control A. We did that. We did the scaling. Or the smoothing. Maybe that should be enough. Let's go into edit mode. All right, so this is it here, then I see. So if we were to, we would get that much. So now this is where we go and we do this. We still didn't get all of them. I want to get at least the ones that are on top, if possible. Okay, so no. Was it, what was it? It was select something or other. What was that? No. Make selection. Was it Control S? No. Control A. Was it Shift A? No. Shift S. Selection. No, here we go. I thought it was Shift D. We made a duplicate, right? Wait a minute. We actually have to wait for it to do what it has to do first. So it's a little stuck. And there goes my phone again. Like I said, I made a duplicate of this. Oh, crap. Hold on a second. Let's see what I remember from last time. Last time I did this. No. Was it Alt A? Doggone it. So Shift D. We made a duplicate of this. Split, merge. What was it that you actually had to do to make it its own separate thing? Let me look at it real quick. Look at that, because I have the tutorial series. I'm trying to remember what he actually did. Give me just 1 second. I forgot that part. Okay, so we gotta turn from what he show me this do something to do with this, and we do with proportional editing, apparently. And we can like pick points and like, hold on a second. Why is it doing this? It's really weird. I never had this problem. I don't remember having this kind of issue before, where it was kind of doing this weird kind of clipping thing. I wonder what's going on here. Let me just look at this real quick. I can't really get a good look at it because it's doing this stupid whatever the heck it's doing. I don't know why it's doing that. So that doesn't work. That's the snap tooth thing. We don't need that right now. Still trying to get this to work. Maybe I don't do it. So this thing has to come down some. Here we go. I completely forgot about this part. That's a little bit too much. All right, there we go. A little too much, but now that I remember, let's bring it down a little bit more. Kind of do like that a little bit. It went probably went up a little bit just to kind of make the cake look a little, I guess, I guess not so neat. I guess so. G, we're kind of maybe bring this down a little bit, kind of like this a little bit, like right here. So we'll kind of like deform it a little bit, make the edges not look so, I guess, perfect. Because like a cake is not like perfectly flat in many cases. Let's see. We'll look at it in object view because we hit tab. So we're gonna kind of get like that, even though that's weird. All right, so let me look at it in edit view. I believe, what is this? This should be view shading, rendered display preview. So we'll just go back to the, I believe this is the solid mode. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just go around and I may just fast forward this part. There's something I'll just fast forward through. And I'll just do like different things here with it. Now that I've remembered how to do it, I'll just go around. Or maybe if you don't mind, you can just hear me just thinking about stuff as I do it. This is actually kind of, I guess you almost consider it kind of therapeutic in a way. Like, I guess some people would enjoy doing stuff like this in Blender, like making like baked goods and other stuff like that, and just like playing around with it and stuff. It's almost kind of like playing with clay or like with Play-Doh and stuff. Like, when you were a kid, I don't know. Well, maybe you didn't, but I used to play with Play-Doh as a kid, and I always found it was very fun. It was very satisfying, like the squish, that's the squish it. I used to play with clay a lot too, and I used to like squishing it a lot and like feeling that squishiness in my hand and like just making like stuff with it. You know, I kind of enjoyed that. So I mean, I don't know if maybe you feel the same way, but I thought it was kind of fun. I thought it was. Let's see. I mean, the cake isn't going to be super neat, like neat looking anyway. You know. So we'll just kind of just. Oh, I don't want to do that. And maybe we can kind of come over here and maybe do it like that a little bit. And then we'll have this one kind of go over here. And we'll just kind of just like prettify, not just don't make it look uniform, I guess. All right, so now let's see. Let's come around here again. We'll just do like so. Do the kind of same thing again. Make the surface kind of uneven a bit. Just so it just doesn't look like a completely round, symmetrical kind of thing. Because no cake, and now that I realize that I've never, I mean, even a sheet cake doesn't look completely like perfectly flat. You know what I mean? Like even your mama's favorite cake recipe doesn't come out completely like perfect. You know what I mean? So, I mean, even your mom never make a sheet cake is not really a sheet, you know? Yeah, I think that'll do good. We haven't come all the way around yet, so let's take one of these, right, and move this kind of up like that a little bit. And we'll move another one down like so, and then we'll move, hold on a second. You know what? Let's just G and move. There we go. So it doesn't go like too far afield and get weird and stuff like that. We don't want to be too crazy now. We don't want to be too weird. We still want to look something like a cake when we get through with it. But I mean, you know what? I think that probably we get a couple more dips like that. We'll take this one and kind of move it in a little bit. Yeah, you can just tell I'm just messing this cake all the way up. But I mean, this is fun educational, right? We're just learning. I guess it's just me relearning how to do certain things in Blender. So that's just it for me. I'm just reacquainting myself with Blender again. And I'm kind of following the advice of the folks who have learned Blender and know it and stuff. Like they said, like try to take what you learn and use it to make something else. And even the guy Blender Guru himself said that try taking what you learn and make something else that's kind of related to what we did. So it was a donut last time. So he suggested doing something else. So I'm going to try to do something else. Okay, so now that we did that, right? Let us take this stuff right here. We're going to Shift D. What button did he push? Was it Alt? J, H. What did he push? Hold on. Okay, so select, Control, means Shift and D. We get P. Selection. Okay, so we separate that. Okay, so now we've got the cake. Hold on. So it's still a cylinder. Okay. Shift D, duplicate it. No, doggone it. Shift D, exit, P. Okay, so now we have what I did there was I duplicated, so I collected the top half, which is this, duplicated with Shift and D, hit escape so that it doesn't get all weird and do all kind of weird stuff so it doesn't mess it up. Then I hit P, which made this into its own selection, which at that particular point, because of the vertices and everything else that I selected, that made it its own separate object. So now we're going to separate these by a different thing. So this bottom one is going to be the cake. So we'll call it cake. And then we'll call frosting. Right? Okay. All right. Vertex editor, we're gonna get rid of that. Does this have the frosting or does the cake have the frosting? They both have it looks like. Okay. So if that's the case, we're gonna select no. frosting. And I want this to be somewhat bigger. So let's go with the solid. And we'll do this in mode. So I believe with this subsurface, what other modifiers do we need? Maybe solidify. Okay, so solidify. All right, so let's just see what we got here when we. No, so let's see. The thickness. Let's see. Fill. Materials. Edge data. Crease outer. Maybe the crease inner. Maybe the rim. Thickness clamp. Let's see. Let's just hide the cake for a second. Let's just see what we got. See what we got here. Oh, that's something else. So what did I have for this? Was that for the cake? I don't need that. At least not yet. All right. So the cake, we got that. So this is what dealing with the frosting. So with the frosting, let's add a solidify. That's what the thickness is. Okay, so that's the thickness there. Offset. Okay, so let's get a good look in terms of the cake. Bring the cake. Okay, so the cake doesn't have that. So from what I remember here, there we go. So what we want to do is kind of make this kind of like dribbly and all of this stuff, so it actually looks kind of like frosting and stuff like that. So we kind of want to make this look like it actually is drizzled all over everything. Hold on one second. All right, let's go into edit mode. All right. So what we can do is we can take off this part here that's all noticeable on top. We can deselect the cake. And this is where we try to get a little more creative, I believe. Now, we can, let me see. From what I saw, let's just watch this guy right here. So let's see. We can move this part over. And we can start kind of doing like making a kind of like a wavy kind of, I don't want to say wavy gravy, that doesn't make sense. A wavy kind of if you turn it in object mode, it'll look kind of like this, right? And it'll look kind of look a little bit like this. Now, what we'll do is we'll do some stuff in modeling, I think, to kind of uh, smooth out certain bits. Why is that clipping though? What is it doing? That's why, because it's hard for me to really get a good. Excuse me, I had some soda. A good, really, really good view of this. And I definitely would like to do that if I want to try to make this look at least somewhat decent, excuse me. All right. Let's kind of come around this area here. Hold on. Not there, there. All right. And then we come around here. We'll just pull on the edges. It'll almost kind of look like a pie crust, more or less, when we're kind of done with it. And I believe we got to, because we want this to kind of stick out in between the layers. Well, you'll see in a second what I'm going to try to do. What the idea is anyway. We'll see what the idea is. And I at least want to go for something that at least looks somewhat like, a chocolate cake with some delicious icing on it, and it looks, yummy and, delicious and stuff like that, or at least a close, reasonable facsimile of such. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, of course, but this is like my first time. So let's see how that looks. Now, if we put that over the cake, it doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. Huh. All right. So I believe if you go to sculpting, and I think that's what he did, right? Make meshes thick. Subtle value changes. Changing the, okay, change the order of modifiers. And I believe the next one is where he made like the dribbles and stuff like that. So I had inadvertently kind of skipped to that part when I had did this part. Woo, man, I'm doing it. It's really, really far. It was so far away. All right. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? Let's see. Inflate this one, right? And now we got to go with stroke. We can go with airbrush. That looks a lot interesting. So how's that look? Okay, that doesn't look too bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to inflate all these faces out so that they don't look flat. Make it look kind of nice, bumpy and stuff like that. And then what we'll do is, I think what I'll do is I'll get the icing where I want it to be in terms of like elevation and all the other stuff. How I want to make it look on the side and everything. Yeah, we'll just hold on to it. We'll keep pushing this button. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that'll look pretty realistic, more or less. Nice and kind of a super yummy, delicious chocolate and maybe cherry frosted cake. You know? And let's get the want to get the at least the basis of it, more or less, right? Now the folks who may be watching this who are actually pros with Blender, they'll probably be maybe pulling their hair out like, oh, what are you doing? No, you're not supposed to do it like that. You never no. No, you ruined it. You ruined it. No. And I do beg your indulgence. I'm trying to learn this, so I'm like doing this kind of extra weird kind of, I guess, maybe experiment, more or less. And I believe, what is this? That's a elastic deform. You can kind of do a little bit of elastic deform kind of stuff. And we can kind of like, deform it a little bit, bring this part a little bit down a little bit. And I mean, to me, it looks fine, but I guess, let me see, do a little bit more inflate on this one. And then we got a elastic deform this one. Let me kind of see if we can bring that down a little bit. Bring it down like this. All right, so I mean, I guess that'll work. So, okay. So let's see. Let's go back to the frosting, solidify, and the thickness. Go back to edit mode. Let's see. Let's not do it that way then. We'll do it the smooth. Oh. Let's see what we look like an object view. I mean, I guess that's not too bad. Let me see. It's kind of clicking through the cake a little bit. So we can go G, Z, and then we move it up a little bit. Can we? What's the problem? Huh. we got it on 3 levels. So we can't move this? Huh. Maybe if we apply it, then we move. That's weird. I wonder why you can't move it. Huh. Can't move it at all? That's interesting. Hmm. Oh, what we got here? Where'd it go? There we go. So let's duplicate it. And then we send this duplicate. Let's see. We got to go further than that, further down than that. Oh, come on. Doggone it. Come on. So let's maybe go 138 then. So do we make this like a triple layer cake or something? Huh. I see. Before we modified anything else, let's see. So we got to bring this part over. No, let's see. Not this. Solidify. So it was a 0.25. All right. So where is it? Right here, right? We're going to have to bring this part out. This part up a little bit. Maybe inflate it. And then this part here. And that part there. And let's see. That over here as well. So we can kind of have it look like a double or maybe even a triple frosted chocolate cake. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of see what I was trying to go for. like you can kind of see it anyway. Like you have the idea. We're gonna try to see if we can have it kind of smooth out on the top so that the cake bottom doesn't get really too easily seen. All right. Let's see. The icing usually kind of clips down. So let's go to the edit mode. Take off this part. So let's see. So let's go here. Maybe this will help then. Maybe not face. Hold on. Not a program acting stupid. This doesn't have an autosave, does it? I forgot to save. Oh, I guess this might be the end. If this is, then I guess I'll... I mean, I guess you'll have the footage. I mean, I guess I'll chop up the footage. So at least we saw that we made some kind of progress here, but I don't know what's going on. So, yep. And closed. Well, thank you folks for coming out anyway. Hope you enjoyed this little bit of, I guess, fail that I did with this. But we came pretty close. I don't know what happened. I guess for some reason Blender just got weird and wonky and it just closed. If you have any tips and tricks, maybe show me parts where I went wrong, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, as I am trying to learn this and get better at it so I can actually start making like pretty decent stuff with this. But on that note, I look forward to seeing you guys again on the other side, and I hope you have a great day or a great night. Bye-bye.